أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Assalamu alaikum to all those watching from wherever you are around the world in your homes. Obviously we are facing trying times and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to alleviate the struggles of those who are on the front line fighting this pandemic and those who are of course in need right now, suffering and in need of medical help, and those of course who are scared and in fear, and we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to have mercy on us all during these very trying times. And of course we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well for giving us the opportunity, despite being in this turmoil, for giving us the blessing of being able to still conduct the majlis of Imam Husayn alayhi salam and Imam Musa Ja'far Kadhim alayhi salam, connected right now virtually, all of us here to commemorate the tragedy of our beloved 7th Imam. And I want to just recite one poem, an old poem that connects the tragedies of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, the day of Ashura, to the tragedy of Imam Musa Ja'far al-Kadhim alayhi salam. And it starts with, is this the one with no coffin, or is this the one killed in prison? Is it the one with no coffin, or is it the one killed in prison? Which do I mourn? And I am torn between desert and jail. On the poisoned and the imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. My eyes are mountains where rivers flow, and I can't catch them in my hand. They flow to soothe the martyr's thirst, left unburied on scorching sand. My eyes are like mountains where rivers flow, and I can't catch them in my hand. They flow to soothe a martyr's thirst, left unburied on scorching sand. But suddenly the tears change course, and at first I don't understand, till they flow toward a dark jail where even light itself is banned. My tears find their way to a cell, and by a fallen saint they stand, till they rise up and cry a scream that Al-Kadhim was killed upon this land. An explosion that shatters skies, just like mountains crumble my eyes, an eruption of emotion. On Kadhim my tears hail, on the poisoned and imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. I ask about his tragedies, and the answers they make my hair turn grey. Taken from prison to prison, until for his own death he would pray. In the prison of El-Sindi, they would take even light away. He'd not know what time to worship, because he'd not know the night from the day. Shackled and made to stand for days, when he'd sway, the earth with him would sway. What kind of torture makes God's own proof cry out, "Oh God, please take me away"? With every request, he'd raise his arm. A hand would reply and slap our Imam. With every request he would raise his arm. A hand would reply and slap our Imam. How much torture! The eyes rupture and the muscles turn frail. On the poisoned and the imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. Ali ibn Suwaid would ask him, "O Imam, when would you return?" Al-Kadhim replied, "On Friday." And for days Friday they would yearn. They waited El-Sindi's inmate. He had wounds from which pain itself would learn. A fire to see their beloved, and such a fire will always burn. What they saw, it broke Jibrail's wings and made the earth stop its turn. On the bridge of Baghdad they brought Imam al-Kadhim in a coffin. In his coffin, Kadhim was in chains. Poisoned and pale were his remains. And they cried out, "Shia, come out, today all of you fail." On the poisoned and the imprisoned, on al-Kadhim I wail. I find my eyes are torn in two. One of them wails upon Husayn, the stranger killed within his thirst, with his family and men slain. The other turned towards Baghdad. From weeping tears it won't refrain. There a body lies chained and tortured, and poison seeps in his every vein. I see a son that's embarrassed when of thirst an Imam complains, and I see an Imam chained up, forgiveness sought by every chain. One imprisoned by his own thirst, one in prison, beaten and cursed, Jesus murdered, Moses tortured, our tears a holy grail. On the poisoned and the imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. My tears, they break into two rivers, and with them breaks into two my mind. I start to follow each river, dreading what it is I'll find. One flows to the bridge of Baghdad, where heaven and hell have become aligned. Heaven martyred in a coffin, and for this sight cries even the blind. I follow the other river, and I find a lesson for mankind. I see Abbas remembering Husayn's thirst as he throws the water from his hand. In these rivers my heart it sank. What if Al-Kadhim himself had never drank? I cry, Abbas, take Kadhim's glass, but it's poisoned. Be careful. I cry tears, and with every tear, with each time I've wailed and cried, either I'm oppressed for these tears, or every tear I'm forced to hide. The torture that Kadhim felt in jail, I feel it every day inside. Every time someone is oppressed for having Ali as his pride. But the tears I cry, they remind me that whoever said he died, they lied. For Kadhim lives on in those same tears, as tyrants those same tears have defied. For two Imams, tears and sorrow, tears that tyrants fear tomorrow, tears that defend innocent and demolished evil. For is it the one with no coffin, or is it the one killed in prison? Which do I mourn? And I am torn between desert and jail. On the poisoned and imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. On the poisoned and imprisoned, on Al-Kadhim I wail. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.